Uh, we're back, boys. We are so back. You know, it's funny. They thought they could stop us, but they couldn't. The funny thing is, when you're doing well in something, when you're doing good in something, people encourage you. But it's when you're doing better than them is where they're trying to drag on you and they'll bring you down. Alhamdulillah, we don't need to worry about that. Because my mind is much stronger than that. My, I owe more to my last name than, a small little 2 month run that I had. We're back and we're officially back. We're on YouTube now. Okay. We're gonna take over. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. Soon TikTok. Hopefully I don't get banned on there. But we're here to take over. And we're also on Telegram. I have a free Telegram channel linked down below in the bio. You can join for free. We have around almost 50 members in there. And phase two is now taking place in the Telegram. Ooh. Feels good to be back. There's so much to talk about since my last Claire talk. You know, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff last time, whole bunch of rants, but this time I think there's something that are very important to talk about when it comes to the world. Okay, we got the election coming up in the U.S., also in Canada too. Um, but most importantly in the U.S., no matter where in North America you're living or South America, um, just because this election will have a global impact. Now, we have to analyze and see what is going on and how we can positively impact the world with this election. Now, a lot of people are blindly trusting, Kamala Harris. You get these blue hair feminists, they're just blindly trusting Kamala Harris. And the reason for that is because, she's doing a great job. I'm not lying. She's doing a great job on not the political side, not on her promises, but she's doing a great job on influencing the weak to side with her. What's funny is I want you to do something today. I want you to go on ChatGPT and I want you to ask them, okay? I want you to ask the AI, if you had to make a generation of weak men, how would you do it? And you need to look through all the steps that they provide and the whole process. And then you need to see if that's what is happening in the US today. Because once you have low testosterone levels and your masculinity is gone, you will not stand up for what is right. And you will just, go for what you think is right. So that's why you have weak men, a whole bunch of trannies, whole bunch of gays, whole bunch of, all this BS, and they're gonna vote for Kamala. And then the U.S. border over the past couple of months or years has been so weak since Trump has left the White House. It's been so weak, and now they let all these Mexicans in. All the votes from these Mexicans are going to go to Kamala because Kamala are making all these promises. We're for the immigrants, and every time she's changing her accent, sometimes she's black, sometimes she's Hispanic. No one even knows what she is. So she's doing a good job on getting the uh the votes, whether it comes to, because she has a wider market. I'm gonna be honest. She has the Mexicans, and there's a whole bunch of them in the U.S. now. She has them on her side. She has all the, uh, all the liberals. All these blue hair feminists, all the weak people who don't see what's going on. They're all on her side. And then you got Trump, the right, the truth, and nobody, barely anybody, is seeing it. But there's a lot of people that are seeing it. Now, let me tell you why I said nobody. Because when you go on, let's say when you go on social media, and let's say the average consumer, you go on social media. I'm not saying like if your whole feed is full of Trump stuff, but the average consumer is going to see Kamala Harris and all of this whole bunch of liberals because that's what the algorithm is pushing. The algorithm is pushing the weakness and the degeneracy. Trump, the Trump movement, it's very important, and we got to push it more further. But there's not a lot of men that are, stepping up to it. You got You got influential men, perhaps you got Tate. Um, he's not in the U.S. though, nor am I in the U.S. or you got many other people. But the thing is, if you have these influential men in the U.S., Dana White is doing a good job. I think today he's doing a rally with Trump. So Elon Musk and these the people with the truth are standing with Trump. Now, let me tell you something. If Trump does lose this election, I'm telling you, America is collapsed. It's done. Goodbye, America. Because the dollar is going to fall. The next 5 to 10 years, more wars are going to break out. Okay? So within that 4 year span, just look at what happened in the last 4 years with how COVID was handled in the US and everything. It was brutal. Wars breaking out. When Trump was in power, he did great with COVID, and there was barely, I don't think there was any wars that broke out. Now, if you look at what happened in the last 4 years, imagine what's going to happen in the next 4 years when you give power to a person like Kamala Harris. Okay? More wars are going to break out. And I don't think just any war. I think World War III will break out if Kamala Harris gets in power. Although it's very important that you ensure your security first and the security of your family, and you analyze what you need to do in order to protect yourselves and your families and your loved ones. The funny thing is, a lot of people say, I hope Trump wins because then, the world will be fixed and this and that. But you gotta see, like, don't be so submissive. Like at the end of the day, you're a man, okay? You have balls. You're a man, so don't be so submissive that you depend your whole bloodline on a white man to save your future bloodline. Okay? You need to stand up for what's right, and you need to analyze what you can do in order to save, yourself and your family. 1 second, sorry. And this is probably one of, this is a huge election because this is either the make or break for America. It's gonna go down in history. I'm gonna tell you, these next 5 years is gonna go down in history. 5 to 10 years, they're gonna go down in history. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, it's gonna go down in history. You need to see that, you know, I know this video is gonna get taken down if I go too deep in a rabbit hole. If I could share the knowledge that I have with you, okay, I can't do it on YouTube because then it's gonna get taken down. You can join my free Telegram channel and I can get more into there. And yes, we're talking about a whole bunch of Zios, Zionists. I don't know if the video is gonna get taken down now. Although, let's move on to a different topic now because it's gonna go down a deep rabbit hole and they're gonna probably flag me for misinformation and a whole bunch of stuff. It is what it is though. It's fine. Alhamdulillah, we are back. It's great to be back, bro. It's great to be back. A whole bunch of stuff have happened since I was gone. Um, what's happened since I was gone? Let's see. Palestine is and Israel still at war. Not even war, genocide. They've done nothing about it. It's been more than a year. And it's funny the hypocrisy of the governments, and it's also the hypocrisy of, you know, of the people. Because, you had this whole blockout list, go on social media, block this person if they're not talking about Palestine or this and that. But I don't feel like we're doing enough. Yeah, obviously, the first thing you should be doing is one of the first things you should be doing is donating towards Palestine. And if you're still deciding on the fact who's right between Palestine and Israel, I feel sorry for you. I truly do because I think maybe you were born with an IQ of a hamster. I think you were born perhaps with a learning disability, or you were born retarded. So I am sorry for you, and I hope you overcome that soon. I, like, the thing was, I was just gonna press record and just talk. I have no script, no nothing. So I'm trying to think about like what was going on when I was gone. You know, I was thinking a whole bunch of stuff before, you know, but now it's like, what can I say that will not get this YouTube video taken down? You know, maybe I should move to Rumble. Maybe I should move to Rumble. Um, perhaps I should. Although what I'm seeing now is one thing I did want to talk about was there's an epidemic, the epidemic of weak men, obviously, and it's what's letting uh the human race currently get walked over by other humans. The higher, I guess you can say, elites, the humans. We're getting walked over. You know, uh, whether it's as men, and you're letting your women get walked over too. And let me tell you how. We can go back to COVID. I know this video is going to get taken down, but I'll post on Rumble or something. Um, we can go back to COVID, and we can see where how submissive and how they made you believe so many things. You know what's funny? One thing I saw was on the World Health Organization when COVID was first came out, and there was a question saying, "Are masks effective?" I remember this. I remember this. It was very very first. Like I think like a couple cases were out, and it said, "Are masks effective?" And I saw it, and it said, "No, they're not." And then a couple weeks later, you see the World Health Organization saying, "Wear mask." And let me use your logic sometimes. You have a brain. Stop being so submissive. Use your logic. If you're wearing a mask where you're breathing the same air, you're inhaling and exhaling the same air. If you have a virus, it's gonna spread anyways. So it's funny that how's a mask gonna really prevent that? It's like people do not use their logic. And from the beginning to me, it didn't make sense. But obviously, there's restrictions. You can't walk in here if you're not wearing a mask. So obviously, you wear it then. But if you're wearing a mask thinking that it's going to protect you from a virus, then it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're breathing the same air. And it's funny. And I really think it was a move by them to see how far they can push it, how far they can make you comply. And they did a good job because they made you comply. And let me tell you which men complied the most. It was a submissive man, and it's programming ever since school. Ever since preschool, ever since kindergarten, whatever it was. Because when you have a female teacher yelling at you, telling you to sit down, when you have all that energy in you, the childish energy in you to run around, play, get hurt, get a couple bruises, and just play, you know, you have so much energy in you. But there's a female teacher telling you to sit down, be quiet, you're getting your energy taken away from you. And from a young age, it's it's bad because you're you're learning to restrict yourself from things that shouldn't be restricted. Like if you're a kid, act like a kid, and then when you're older, you're born into those habits of listening to a woman. So let's say you're in high school, okay, and a female teacher tells you to sit down and be quiet, and you listen and you comply. That's actually killing your testosterone levels. But if you're a man and for example, I remember this one time. I think I was in grade two or grade three, perhaps even grade one. For those in the U.S. first grade, okay, and I had this teacher, and we had to write down on a piece of paper what we wanted to, be when we're older. I don't know what I wrote. I don't remember. But after we were done, we were supposed to read out to the class. But let me describe it to you. On the piece of paper, there was like a frame, an outline where there was like apples, and they didn't even look colorable. They just looked like regular apples, like a part of the design. She said, "Color in the apples." Okay, and then I was like, "Okay." Color in the apples. First, I was like, wait, what? I asked my friend, wait, why do we have to color in the apples? Like, she's not even gonna see it. Like, we're just reading it to her, and how is that gonna help add to our work? So I would question these things, and then I colored the apples, and then hey, the tips have to be green. Like, you're not even seeing it. Why do the tip has to be green? I colored it all red. I was like, let me just get it done with, and so I can read and get my mark. But no, the tip has to be green. And it was things like this I didn't understand. Like I see, like I can read it in a human when they're BS. Maybe she's trying to do it to catch time, but obviously respect your teachers, but don't become so submissive. Remember, at the end of the day, you are a man and you have morals and you have your own values. And you don't have to submit to anybody but God. Now, when someone tries to think that they have an authority over you, they don't. No one has an authority over you except God. Nobody except God. And you only have to listen to God and obviously listen to your parents, but you don't have to, obey them to a point where it's like you don't have your own life. Obviously, listen to what they're saying, respect them, honor them. But if they're telling you to, go down this path for a career, but you want to go down a different path because you don't want to be miserable for the rest of your life and you don't want to live with that regret of being a live with that regret of thinking of what you could have been, but you didn't do that because your parents said not to. Because what your parents are trying to do, they're trying to live vicariously through you. And I know it might sound kind of sick because there's certain things they couldn't do that they want you to do. Like if your father wanted you to become a doctor, it's probably because he wanted to become a doctor, but he wasn't smart enough to become a doctor. So trying to live vicariously through you, but always remember that it's your life and you gotta do what you think is right. So if they're telling you to be an accountant or they're telling you to be a doctor, but you see a better business opportunity, and don't always be selfish. Don't always think about I'm happy, I want to do this. Think about what can help your family because at the end of the day, you're gonna be a provider and a protector as a man. So if you think that there's a better opportunity, whether it's a business, whether it's a better job, and you want to go for that, go for it. Because the more money, the more you can take care of the parents that are telling you to go down a different path where you might not be able to take care of them. You know, analyze. You are a man in the new generation. You know what works and what doesn't work. You know the traditional system of education isn't as effective as it was. Maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, even like hundreds of years ago. So you need to analyze yourself. You need to be a man. Stop being so submissive. You need to analyze and see what's right and do your own research, especially with this election coming up. Do your research. Don't listen to people. What's funny that Kamala Harris. She's getting this bunch of people where she's getting like Mark Cuban, billionaire, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, to endorse her. She's getting Taylor Swift, and that's what's funny because they know, she knows that a lot of people are submissive and they see their favorite actor, see their favorite celebrity endorsing Kamala Harris and they're automatically going to vote for them. But they don't do their research and they don't ask why. Like, why should I vote for Kamala Harris? Why is this person endorsing them? They just submit. You need to ask questions. You need to analyze as you're moving through life. You can't just submit, you know? You're a man. You're not a woman. You're a man. You can't just submit. You're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to be the alpha. You're supposed to analyze. You got to see what's the best option for your family in terms of safety, in terms of stability. You know, can't just submit. On a bit of a political rant there, but it's fun. What else? What else did we miss? Any more gays? Any more trannies in the world? Did he? I heard about that. I don't want to get into that. Did he? You know what's funny? The next upcoming generations, if they're going at the rate that they're going, society is collapsed. And let me tell you why. You look at the US and you look at Canada and the Western countries, maybe UK, some parts of Eastern Europe. I want to say Eastern Europe, maybe Western Europe more so. But you see how they're destroying and destroying these young men And that's their whole plan. First, you destroy the man, and then you let's look at a family. First, you destroy the man. Okay, you take away his masculinity. You take away his testosterone by putting microplastics in his balls, by infecting the water with chlorine and putting it through a whole bunch of nasty pipes, and water's just making the frogs gay. Shout out Alex Jones. And you take away all his testosterone, and then he has nothing to stand up for. He starts becoming, less um, masculine. He starts becoming less masculine. He doesn't stand up for most of the things he used to stand up for. He starts becoming more submissive, but it's a gradual process because you need an equal and opposite force. So, what do you do to the woman? You introduce something called feminism. So, once you introduce feminism, the woman starts becoming more masculine because she starts thinking, I don't need to be submissive. And being submissive is a bad thing. Cooking and cleaning for a man is a bad thing. They start thinking this because now you look at the modern role models for these young women, all OnlyFan models, Instagram models, influencers, doing a whole bunch of degenerate stuff, showing their body half naked, and young women think that that's the way to go. They don't think it's the way to, dress modestly, care for your husband, be submissive, listen to them, and that's what will make God happy. And that's what they think is the way to go. So once you take the masculinity away from the man, you got a weak father now and a weak husband. Then you get the woman with these masculine traits, just I can do it on my own, this and that. Maybe she starts working, less time with the kids, um, starts a business perhaps, becomes an influencer or whatever. And the kids are seeing this. And then the kids are seeing their feminist mom, the, like the daughters are seeing their feminist mom, the sons are seeing their, uh, emasculine father. And what do you think they're going to become? So that's one way that they're destroying it. And then you push propaganda. You push rappers onto these children. Now, whether it's women or whether it's men, the young men and women, they're listening to this degenerate music, mostly the men. And they think, lean is cool. They think drugs are cool. They think drinking alcohol and getting drunk at these parties are cool. Popping bottles of champagne is cool. Partying at nightclubs are cool. Halloween parties are cool. They think it's cool. And then when they're listening to these sound waves, they don't understand that it's programmed to quite literally hypnotize them. It's gonna change their way of thinking. It's gonna sexualize their brains. It's gonna stimulate them all the time, and it's also frying their dopamine receptors, so they have less, drive and ambition. So it's like killing your testosterone when you see your father with any, with barely any testosterone, and he's emasculine, and you're taking orders from your female teacher telling you to sit down and close your legs so that your balls are squished, and then it's creating heat and your sperm is getting killed, and you're taking warm showers, which is known to decrease your sperm count by 50%, and then you're listening to this degenerate music that's making your brain over sexualized. And then when you go on TikTok and you see softcore porn, it's softcore pornography, okay? You see these women, they're dancing half naked on TikTok, showing bad things. Haram, okay? So you see that. What do you think they're gonna do when they can't get a woman? They're gonna do some degenerate stuff. They're gonna start jerking off, okay? And haram. Never do that. Never. That's haram. Super against that. They start fapping, okay? And they're losing all their testosterone doing that. And why do you think the levels of testosterone are dropping so much? And these are just a couple of factors. There's so many more. And then when you have these weak men, then you look at the women, you know, they're probably more ambitious than these men because, they're probably working on their business, whether it's OnlyFans, whether it's becoming an influencer, whether it's becoming a Instagram model or whatever it is. Okay, I'm gonna go to Miami. I'm gonna start my nail business. And this guy, he's gonna put me on his mega yacht. Just another girl. Like a hoe. You know, she says I'm gonna go there, do this and that, and then when you're gonna have an epidemic of where you have a whole bunch of weak men and then these feminist women. And these feminist women are not gonna settle for these weak men because when a weak man's brain is sexualized and you have a majority of the population of these men that are brains are sexualized, they're going to keep, giving these women confidence boost, even if they're a 4 out of 10 with blue hair. They're going to say, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful." Then they're going to start getting this confidence, thinking they're a 10 out of 10, and we're only going to settle for 10 out of 10s. Then you're going to have a whole bunch of single men, and then these women won't be able to find the 10 out of 10s because they have blue hair and they vape, and their father doesn't love them, and both of them are going to end up single, and then you're going to have a population decrease, and that's how you get rid of the population. And then you're going to have these high value men and the high value women, and most likely they're going to be financially well. So you're going to get rid of the middle class, and there's other ways you do that. But first, they're going to take away the low tier people, low tier men and women by weakening them and not and destroying families. Okay, once you do that, you almost have population. It's on a decrease now. They're telling you, oh, too much population on the earth. We gotta kind of decrease it. I remember learning about this in school. What do we do with overpopulation in school when there's less population? You know, there's less population in the world. You need to have more kids. Okay, so that's what they're trying to trick you. It's propaganda. Sorry, 1 second. 1 second. Sorry about that. So it's all propaganda. So that's how they're going to get rid of the population. Now you understand. Then, when you have these high value men and the high value women who, where do you find these high value women? A lot of people are going to Morocco, a lot of people are going to Eastern Europe, a lot of people are going to, these traditional countries to find these women. But what you got to understand is social media is accessible anywhere. So a traditional woman is always found, it's made. So whether it's by her father or whether it's by you, you got to be a strong man. It always roots back to the man. I see these people go on these, panels and say, "Oh, women are trash, and women are this, and women are that." But it all originates from men. Men being weak, men not instilling the morals and values, men not putting the woman in place, men not teaching these values, men not, uh, honoring the woman of their family, so that they don't have to go out and seek validation. It's funny, and it always originates from the men. So men are gonna start going, traveling, looking for traditional women or less hoey women, and they're probably gonna find them, and then they're gonna produce with them, and then the U.S. is gonna have less high value men, and there's basically gonna be barely any high value women, and there's gonna be more degenerates, and they're not gonna mate together. Or what's going to happen, we're going to go back into the olden times, like the conquerors of Genghis Khan or Alexander the Great or G's like Napoleon, where they got all the women because there were a lack of high tier men. So all the women would cluster in groups and go to Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, I think, had like 700 wives because it was not like the peasants had 699 wives and Genghis Khan had one wife. No, there's barely any peasants who had wives. So what you gotta understand is that we're going back into those times where there's gonna be the high tier man, and then I know this sounds cringe to say, but the beta male, where he's skinny fat, he has nothing going on, he has no ambitions, he can barely speak confidently, and he has nothing going on for his life. Maybe he vapes, he does a whole bunch of degenerate stuff. We don't have to get too much into that, but you can have degenerate men and women, and then you're gonna stop repopulating, and that's where the U.S. and North America, Canada, the U.S. That's where it's gonna fall. That's where you're gonna lack a lot of population, and it's gonna spread throughout the world. But it's about who can stand the ground the longest is what you gotta understand. Social media is a killer, bro. Social media is dangerous. You look at Saudi. I think a couple years ago, women weren't even allowed to drive, and now you got these Halloween parties, and women are attending, and then men are attending, and the free mixing. And Saudi is going down the Western path, and you have a whole bunch of other countries that are going down the Western path. So slowly and slowly, they're gonna fall into that, and then there's gonna be some traditional countries, where it takes longer for them to fall into that. Hopefully they don't fall into it, but it takes longer for them. It's all about how much you can stand your ground, and that's where it's going to show in the next, 10, 20, 30, 40, even 50 years. Who are the strong men, and who can stand their ground, and who can control their women, and who can control, their sons, and be the strong men and be the leader. You know, this is why I want to leave the West. I just want to move to Dagestan, Russia. I want to move with my brothers out there. Big G's, four wives each, 100 kids each, boom, boom, boom. Warriors. Carry the last name Kalair. Whole bunch of warriors, bro. Move to Dagestan, move to Chechnya. Train with bears. I want to move with all my boys there. All my cousins who are watching this, I want to move with you guys. Dagestan, Chechnya, get out of here. It's degenerate West. And I see a lot of people who are staying here and who don't have a plan to get out, and I feel sorry for them because it's gonna be a shitty place. It's gonna be a shitty place, bro. Just gotta move dogs on Russia. It's pretty cheap too. But I'm trying to live like a G out in Russia. So what you need to do is you need to ensure the security for your family. But first, you need to be a strong man. A lot of people focus on the micro and not the macros. First, they're focusing on, I can't instill these values into my family, and my son doesn't listen to me, and my daughters don't listen to me. Well, you gotta look at yourself first. What are your habits? Are you obese? Do you even work out? Like, do you even deserve respect? Do you even know how to speak confidently? Are you even attractive to your wife? Is she even attracted to you? And you gotta analyze these things. And if you're out of shape, and what do you think that's gonna tell your son? What do you think that's gonna inflict on your son? Will he want to be in shape? Perhaps there's uh, quite a few sons out there who want to be stronger than the fathers. I think that's almost every son. But when he sees a skinny fat father, rather where he sees a father that's in shape, that is shredded, he's gonna feel the need to be like that. Okay, he's not gonna feel motivated, but he's gonna feel the need that he needs to get in shape because that's what a real man looks like. Rather than when he sees a skinny fat father, he's gonna be like, okay, men look like this too, and men in my family look like this too, so it's fine. So you need to see if you're worthy of the respect. And I'm not saying having a strong body is the only thing that you need to have respect. You can be fat and you can still have respect in family because you know uh, you're the man of the house, but you need to do something in order to gain that respect, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, whether it's being the spiritual leader, whether it's financially. You need to lead by example, and you need to show that you're capable and you're competent. And once your family can pick that up and like they see it in you, that you are a real man, and we're gonna have an epidemic of weak men, and perhaps some of them will get married, perhaps some of them will have kids, but they might not have the life that they want to have. They might get disrespected by their wives, they might get disrespected by their kids because they're not the man they desire to be. you know they might have bad addictions. They might, have pornography addictions. They might vape. They might be skinny fat. They might eat shitty foods. They might be taking seed oils, a whole bunch of stuff. And they're not analyzing. They're just clocking into their jobs. They're coming out, putting on Netflix, watching a show, and just clocking off. They're doing nothing to improve every day. They're not. I don't really read. Most of the things I learn, I just go by in life. Like I don't really have time to read. So if I learn something, it's just like from life, lessons or something like that. Words too. Like when I'm talking to people, like I try to surround myself with high value people. So I pick up words here and there. New words. I don't have to read all the time. So it's very important that you surround yourself with the type of people that you want to be. Okay, this is a message to the future fathers out there. This is a message to the future men out there. This is a message to all of you to, it's you don't deserve the same amount of respect that your father has. Your father earned that respect. Your father did something for that respect. Your father worked countless hours overtime, working his ass off so that you can have a roof over your head and you can have a comfortable life. Your father worked his ass off. So you have to earn that respect. that respect that your father has. You have to earn it. And how are you going to earn it? You have to become capable, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, whether it's spiritually or financially. And if you can cover all four, then you're a G. You're like a super dad. You're like a superman, you know? And it's funny because people think that they will have a wife one day, you know? I see these. 1 second. Let me have a coffee break. Sorry. I see these fat people, and you talk about marriage. There's some skinny fat people, overly skinny people. They're talking about marriage, and I'm like, why are you talking about marriage? You know, like they think that they're just gonna get a woman. Because yeah, arranged marriage is a thing, okay? But arranged marriage 10, 20 years ago or 30 years ago, a whole bunch of years ago, was different compared to now because now you have social media. Okay, now you have women looking at high value men and analyzing that, there's better men out there and they want ambitious men. Before, maybe when there was no social media or less social media, like in countries like, let's say, Pakistan or countries like Yemen or countries like this, they would see a man and think, okay, maybe yeah, he's high value. But when you have other examples, it's going to be hard for them to settle with you if you're skinny fat. You know what I mean? Or if you don't have the best job, or if you don't have the life that you want to have. And the amount of options women have nowadays, it's abundant. It's crazy, and you need to analyze and see how you can become a better man because you're not guaranteed that one wife. Going back to what I was saying, the great conquerors like Alexander the Great and Napoleon and Genghis Khan, you know, peasants weren't guaranteed wives. There, even if it was arranged marriage, there were women that didn't want to marry the peasants. They wanted Genghis Khan. Your parents aren't going to get you a woman because there's going to be women that will probably reject you if you're skinny fat or you don't have your life or you're degenerate. Okay, they have the ability to reject you. So you're gonna spend your whole life on wait until maybe you're 25, 26, 27, or maybe even 30 to get married. And then you find out, oh, I'm lazy, I'm fat, I'm broke. And you realize that you wasted all those years partying, playing video games, instant gratifications, eating crap foods, and not becoming the man, the ultimate G. And now you can't get a woman. Now you see these other guys, who are in shape, who have the money, who are competent, who have great communication skills, who have great eye contact, great body language. They attract the woman that you want. How are you gonna get your dream woman if you're skinny fat? How are you gonna get your dream woman if you can't do the things that you want to do? Your own brain is against most of you. Your own brain isn't with you. Let me tell you something. You move your hands. I'm moving my hands right now. I'm doing it because my brain is. I'm signaling my brain to do it. If you don't have control of your brain, you're gonna do stupid stuff. 1 second. If you don't have control of your brain, as I was saying, you're gonna do stupid, degenerate stuff. You might vape, you might party, you might do touch a little pee pee, do haram stuff. You might do the stuff, but if you have control of your mind, then you will do the things that you need to do. The delayed gratifications, the working out, the working on your business, the being competent, the learning the communication skills, spreading a message of positivity. I have control of my brain to sit here, for hours making videos, okay? Talk to you guys, to spread a message. Or I can go watch Netflix. The new Call of Duty 6 dropped out. All the people I know are talking about it. They're playing it. They're playing in parties right now. They are playing right now. I'm looking at my TV and I'm saying if I turn on that PlayStation, I can be playing right now with them. But I'm here, focused, locked in, talking to you guys, trying to spread a message. I'm not selling you anything. I'm trying to spread a message. I have a duty, okay? I have a duty. I have a purpose on this earth, and I need to fulfill that purpose. I have ambitions and goals I want to chase. I need to get them done, okay? I have a mission and duty to God, and when I stand in front of God on Judgment Day, and I see all these men, all these men, hopefully, inshallah, one day, that I have inspired to become better men mentally, physically, especially spiritually and financially, to donate, you know, to charities, donate to sponsor orphans or help kids around the world, and do good work and spread a positive message and bring back masculinity so that we have strong families and we have morals and we have values and we bring people closer to religion, and I have all those men on my account, I'll be the happiest man ever. I don't need all this money. I don't need millions of dollars. I don't need the Lamborghinis. I don't need, the Bugattis. I don't need the mansions to think I'm the man. I don't need this to think that I'm somebody because I know without this, I'm already competent. I'm already having that mindset. I'm already chasing my goals and my ambitions. If I have one viewer on this channel, I'm going to be posting as consistently as I would post if I had a million viewers. Okay? I won't stop. I don't give up. This is what you call an iron mind. When you have a strong body, then you have a strong mind. Because when you're running every day, you're going for runs right after sunrise, or right before sunrise, and you're just running and running and running. And you're doing uphill sprints, and it's hard, but you push and you push and you see it, and your vision's getting blurry, and you're getting dizzy, and you feel like you're gonna faint or you're gonna vomit, and you keep pushing. You think I can't sit down and talk for a couple hours when I'm about to faint or vomit? This is easy for me. This is nothing. You think I can't work on my business? I can't sit down on the comfort of my home. I have water. I have coffee. I can't sit down and work on my business. It's bollocks. You need to have a strong body and then you'll have a strong mind. So the first thing you need to do is get a strong body, work out. If you have no idea on what you need to do, if you don't have an idea on business, or you don't have a job yet, or you don't have anything, you don't have anything financially coming in, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're physically strong and capable. Once you do that, then you're mentally strong and capable. And once you're mentally strong and capable, any business, any job that you step into, you're gonna dominate. You're gonna dominate your skinny fat colleagues that have weak bodies, have weak minds. You're gonna become the best, whether it's salesman in your company, the best worker there, the best. Sorry, one second. The best worker there, and you're just gonna dominate anything you do, whether it's a business, online business, anything. It's always going to be the person with strong mind and strong body who dominates the person with a weak mind and weak body. So step number one, get a strong body and strong mind. You also need to have a strong relationship with God, because you got to understand that nothing on this earth can save you unless God wills it to, and nothing on this earth can destroy you unless God wills it to. So you need to have a strong relationship with God. Okay, you need to be praying every day. Every day you need to be praying. No matter what religion you are, my message to you is just worship that one true high being, that God, and you will realize what the truth is. Look deeper into your religion and look deeper into other religions, and whatever fits you best, go with that. Me personally, I find the best fit for me Islam. It makes the most sense, and I think you guys should all look into Islam. But no matter what religion you are right now, just focus on uh, building a strong relationship with God. And a lot of you're trying to do, you know, the work before the preparation. Let me tell you something. What I'm talking about. Let's say you guys say, "Oh, I want to skip the Matrix, or I want to make a whole bunch of money, or I want to do this, or I want to get I want to enter a boxing fight, or I want to do this and that." You're getting right into it, okay? And then you see no results and you quit. For example, what business model can we think of? Let's say drop shipping. I'm not sure, like, I don't really do drop shipping just because of religious reasons, but let's say drop shipping. Let's say you start a drop shipping business, and you get right into it. You spend the money on advertising, boom, 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 and then you just do it. And then you get the money. Let's say it's successful. First off, you didn't even know let's say it's just luck. You barely knew how to sell it. You just hopped into it. So after trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, you did learn some lessons along the way, um, of how to run your dropshipping store. But let's say within 2, 3 months you start making $2,000 a month, then three, then four, then five. You're not gonna learn anything. I'm not talking about dropshipping. I'm talking about the lessons of life. You're not gonna learn the mental lessons of life, the physical lessons of life. The worst thing that can happen to a young man is he gets millions of dollars. When I talk about young man, I'm talking about man in his teens, in his early 20s. Because then that man just chases hedonism. And once you have a whole bunch of money, it gets dangerous. You're gonna chase the next high, the most fun thing. And the only way to prevent this, as I said again, is to have a strong mind. When you're used to suffering, when you're used to going through the pain, you'll have self control, and you won't blow all your money, and you won't lose it all, and you'll be smart with your money. You won't do stupid stuff with it. You won't spend it on the wrong stuff, on drugs or alcohol or chasing these hedonistic paths, because you start looking for new highs. When once you get a lot of money, you're gonna go down a bad path, and you're gonna think it's fun. The thing is, you've been brainwashed to thinking that drinking is fun. Okay, that going to a nightclub is fun. What is fun? How is that fun? What what is the definition of fun? I've never had a sip of alcohol in my life, and I'm doing just fine. I don't need fun. I don't even think that is fun. I've never been to a nightclub in my life. I'm doing fine. There's no set variable on what fun is. Fun can be anything. Fun can be preparing for a fight and feeding a man Mortal Kombat in 2 to 3 months of a training camp, and then you enter that fight and you come out victorious. Maybe get a nice little paycheck. That is fun. You just need to see. You need to set those variables. The thing is, a lot of you have TikTok brains. You need the instant gratification, so you chase the thing that gives you the highest dopamine hit, and you're frying your dopamine receptors, and it's only setting you up for worse. Every time you work out, you need to listen to emotional motivational video. Every time you want to do something hard, you need to listen to some music that motivates you or something. You can't be alone with your mind because you have a weak mind, and that is a problem. That is a problem. Because if your own self is against you, who do you have? You only have yourself. Because let me tell you something. I realized this within the past 1 or 2 years. Once you become a man, nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about you except God. And I embrace that I only have God on my side. Only God. Because God is going to love you more than your mother loves you. God is going to love you more than your father loves you. God is going to love you more than your siblings love you, more than your cousins, more than anybody. God is the one who you ask for things. God is the one who you cry to. God is the one who you depend on. You need God in your life. How are you doing life godlessly? You're just chasing a hedonistic path, and you're not going to get anywhere because you don't have God in your life. Now, you might have the money, but then you see these successful people who have the money and say, I'm depressed and this and that. Money isn't that. all this and that. Money is all this and that. You're just using it wrong. Money does get you happiness. You're just using it wrong. You're taking out your family to steak dinners, $10,000 dinners, inviting your cousins over to your house and paying $1,000 for steaks and a whole bunch of food and a whole experience. That is fun. I'll tell you. I can tell you from my own experience. That is fun. That's fun. Seeing other people happy through your hard work is fun. But going to a nightclub, subscribing to OnlyFans content and doing this and that, how that's not fun. You're just chasing you're paying money to ruin yourself. You're paying money to chase these instant gratifications, and that is a problem. You need to delay your gratifications, and what you will realize is that when you do delay them, you will have more fun doing that, and your bar will be set lower from the instant gratifications. I want you to think of this: the instant gratifications being the negative, and the delayed gratifications being the positive, and where fun is right now. So let's say here is positive and here's negative. Right now, here you are, okay? Right around here, let's say, in the negatives. Sorry, 1 second. Right here. This is where fun is, okay? This is what you call fun. It's right here. Let's use this as fun. It's in the negatives because let's say you're listening to music, you're listening to motivational videos. Perhaps you're working out. You're listening to some motivational videos, scrolling TikTok, Instagram. You're drinking, you're doing drugs, you're doing lean, whatever. You're jerking off, whatever bad habits or instant gratifications it is that you're doing. So you're in the negatives, okay? Right here. Middle being, zero, and then the positive. Now you get another guy. He's in the positive, okay? He's right here. This is his idea of fun. He's in the positives, okay? So he's having the same amount of fun as the person who is in the negatives at that bar is having fun, but he's actually growing at the same time because he's changed the dynamic. He changed it towards fighting is fun, working out is fun, reading perhaps is fun. I'm not a big reader because I don't have time, but other stuff, improving is fun, working on his business is fun. Stuff like this, eating healthy is fun. So he's having the same amount of fun as that guy is, but he's actually growing at the same time. Now this guy is having the same amount of fun as a guy who is training and working out and delaying gratifications, but he's ruining himself. So you need to analyze what is fun, and what you're gonna realize is that you've been brainwashed into thinking that these instant gratifications, drinking, drugs, all of it. You know what it is. I don't need to sit here and list all of them, but you know that you've been brainwashed into thinking that that is fun. It's not fun. It's not supposed to be fun. Why are you even chasing fun as a man? You don't need fun, okay? In the first place. But I'm telling you, if you do the right habits and you stay consistent with them, you will have fun doing that. I guarantee you that. Even though you will, your main focus shouldn't even be fun. It should be greatness. You have a duty to your last name. Mine is Kalair. I'm gonna make sure that name is global one day, inshallah. I'm gonna make sure this name is everywhere on billboards. I'm gonna make sure I make it big because I have a duty to my last name. And a whole bunch of old, older men who are watching this, they're gonna start getting butthurt and realizing that they did nothing with their life. And here's a 19-year-old who's dedicated and ambitious and wants to become a great man one day. And they're gonna start hating. And they're gonna say, "Oh, you want to become great?" And I see them. I see them in real life, and they make these sarcastic jokes because they're jealous. They got married at young ages when they weren't ready for it. But it's fine. That was their choice out of my life, and they have their life. But when it comes to greatness, I need everything. I need to conquer. I need to put my last name on the highest pedestal possible. I need to make it big. And me and my brothers are gonna make it big because I don't do it on my own. I always have a team. Um, if you have a team of skinny fat people, my team are gonna take you out. If you have a one-man army, but he's strong and he's capable and he's competent, guess what? Even if he's more capable and competent than me, I'm still gonna take him out because I have a team on my side. So what you need is you need brotherhood. You need brotherhood in order to get through life because you're gonna feel that sense of competition, and competition also does increase testosterone. So you're gonna feel that source of competition, and you're gonna feel like you need to get better. And once you're, let's say you're the weakest person in your friend group, you're the weakest. You're gonna feel that uh, motivation to become, a killer, to become the best. You're supposed to feel insecure. If you feel insecure in your friend group, that's fine. That means you need to get better. You need to get better. So if you're feeling insecure in your friend group, you need to get better. So as I was saying, people are not doing the preparation before they go into the hard work. It was like a famous quote by Abraham Lincoln. If I had 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'd use the first 5 hours sharpening my axe. A lot of people are going in here with dull axes. They're going with dull axes. They're not doing the right things that they need to do. They're just getting in it. They're just going by life. They're just letting the wind blow them wherever. They're not prepared. If something hard comes, they're not ready for it. So you need to prepare yourself for what is to come. Life is going to be hard as a man. It is. It's not going to be easy. And if it's going to be easy, you're going to live a life of a loser. And you don't want to live a life of a loser, don't you? You want to get that dream woman. You want to have a whole bunch of kids, or dream women and have a whole bunch of kids. And you want to live with your brothers. And you have a great life. You want to eat healthy foods. You want to train every day. You want to bring honor to your last name. Then you're going to need to go through struggle. And I'm not only talking about working out. I'm not only talking about putting your mind through that, building calluses on your mind for mental strength when it comes to running or working out or training. There's going to be hard things that come into your life, but it depends on how you take it. How you take it, it's all tests. It's all tests from God. So how you take it is very important. Things are going to happen. You're going to lose family members along the way, okay? Whether they pass away, whether they stop talking to you. You're gonna be on a whole different journey, but it's fine. You need to see why you're doing this, and if it's for a greater purpose, and if your intention is doing it for God, then you don't need to worry. If people are hating on you, don't worry. I used to post workout videos of me doing kickboxing. I used to post these videos of me doing kickboxing on TikTok, and people would make a whole bunch of fun of me. They would say you have pillow hands, marshmallow hands, and you literally hear the thud, the loud slashing noises of when I would kick the bag. But obviously they're hating because I'd press on the profile pictures and it'd be like 20, 25-year-old men who are fat. They're fat, they have no neck, and they're just hating on me. And all the reposts are like about women, and it's like girls dancing, and it's so weird. These degenerate men, they're gonna hate on you. So the people who are hating on you, you need to analyze. You need to see, are they doing better than you? Most of the time, they're not. And if they are, then it means it's time to level up. But in very, very rare cases, is there going to be someone who's doing better than you that is going to hate on you? They're going to encourage you because they're once in that path. They're once in your place. So you need to push through these hard struggles. Many hard things are to come, especially within the next 5 to 10 years. What you need to do is you need to become competent. You need to get your financial status up, and you need to become physically strong. When with AI on the rise, and it's here to replace almost everybody. You know, what are you gonna do at your job? You're gonna write a couple of emails. You're gonna get this paperwork done. AI can do that within minutes. Okay, so there's nothing special that you can do that AI can't do with your piece of paper, your degree that shows that you're $200,000 in debt. One thing I'll also say is that if you're going to university or college because your parents said it, because mommy and daddy said, and you don't want to do it, you've lost all my respect. You've lost all of it. Because if you know what is right, if you know you can make more money outside of college or university, or you know that the better future for you is outside of college and university, and you're only doing it for your parents, and you plan on doing that thing after university or college, I've lost all my respect for you. Because there's men like me who do or die. There's no in between. There's no, oh, just in case backup plan. 4 years, maybe uh, if my business doesn't work, I get a safe job. There's no backup plan for men like me. You need to go full in, guns blazing. There's people at university right now as I speak, and I'm making content to increase my visibility in the social media scene. Okay? I'm doing social media right now. They're doing their homework. They're doing assignments. They're doing tests. Where is that going to get them? They're probably going to get a piece of paper that shows us $400,000 in debt. You want a job? You want your dream job? I bet you I can get it in a week. How am I going to get it in a week? First of all, my communication skills are pretty solid. Whatever it is that I need to do in that job, I'm going to spend a couple months learning it. I'm going to master it. I'm going to dedicate my whole life of those 6 months mastering that. 10 hours a day. What are you spending school on? You know what they do? 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, 4 times a week, and they drag it between 4 years. So they're 4 years into there. What I'm gonna do 6 months, 10 hours, flow state, work, 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 work. Once I have all the education, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go to the employer of your dream job. While you're still in your first year of university, I'm gonna say, hey, my name is Rahim Mustafa Kalair. Um, I want to apply for this job. I'm not qualified by your university, but I guarantee you I'm the best. I'm the best team leader. I'm the best worker, the hardest worker you'll ever meet, and I'm educated in this, this, and this, and this, and I can get everything done for you, and I can increase your business, whether it's being a salesman or whatever it is, you know? All you need to do is let me work for you for 1 week for free. And if you want, you can keep me. And if not, you don't have to. You work for a week, you work your ass off that week. Okay? If you need help, you ask your colleagues and you get things done. You're always updating your boss. You're saying, hey boss, here's an update. You know, you're always on your job. You're only focusing on your job for a week. Okay? That week you just gotta go flow state, kill zone. You just gotta get that job. Just that 1 week. And then let's say you get the job. 4 years saved, $200,000 in debt saved. People do not use their minds. Their minds are against them. They're just used to being submissive. They're used to being submissive. You know, they're used to listening to the teachers saying, sit down, and they're used to seeing their doctors saying, cholesterol is bad for you. For you as a young man, you shouldn't have too much cholesterol. Did you know that cholesterol is 95% of testosterone? It's a building block of testosterone. Testosterone consists of 95% testosterone. I remember one time I was drinking 3 6 raw eggs and I sent a video in the Telegram. And about this year, some guy, he told me, he was like, what if you get salmonella, you know, that disease? I was like, what? Salmonella? From 6 eggs? Listen to me, I'm a real G. I'm a Rasclot G. Rasclot G. I'm a real bad man. You want to kill me, you're going to have to put 100 eggs in me at once. And still, I bet you it probably won't kill me. Okay? Why are you so scared of eggs? They're this small, okay, like this small, and they come out of a chicken. You're not even scared of the chicken, you're scared of the chicken's eggs. So you're like a double chicken. People are scared of eggs. Just men scared of eggs. How weak do you see men now? They're scared of eggs. They're scared of eggs. They're so submissive. They listen to their doctors. They don't do their own research. They eat breakfast every day. Okay? Every day because they were told it's the healthiest meal for them. Do you know what the all American breakfast is? You know, sausage, bacon, eggs, cereal, milk, orange juice. If you look at it, 100 years ago, that wasn't a thing. In the 1900s, mid 1900s, there's there's a whole bunch of propaganda being spread. You know, the meat sales were slacking in the industry, so they went to the father of propaganda. The meat industry went to the father of propaganda, known as Edward Brunei, and they told him that the meat sales are slacking. So what he did was he went out and convinced all the doctors and pediatricians, saying breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it's important to incorporate meats in there. You can incorporate sausage and bacons and stuff like this, and just like that, he spread the propaganda that leads on until this day, and not only in the U.S., since it did originate from the US, this propaganda, not only in the US, in Canada, in Europe, in Eastern Europe, all around the world, just because of that propaganda. See how things spread like fire when they try to sell you things, okay? And you know who I'm talking about when I say they. I'm talking about the elites. So you need to analyze and you need to see what is right and what is wrong. Stop blindly following. You're like a horse that, you know, has the blinders on his eyes. So you need to ask questions. You need to see what is right, what is wrong, and why. They're doing this, and any information that they give you, sorry, one second, yeah, as I was saying, any information that they give you, the government, the higher powers, analyze it. Anything they give you for free, analyze it. Just like the vaccine, analyze it. Why were they keep pushing it so much where they're saying, "Hey, we'll give you a burger, fries, and a shake if you get the vaccine." Why do you want it? Why do you want me to get this vaccine so bad? Why do you want me to inject myself with this so bad? What is in here that you care about me so much that you want me to inject it? You don't care about me when inflation comes. Why do you care about me getting this injection, this vaccination so bad? And then you do need to analyze anything that is free. I need you to question it from the government. Why is it free? Another point I'll say is that going back to the conqueror point of Genghis Khan, Napoleon, and Alexander the Great, of how they're the big G's, they had hundreds of wives, and the peasants barely had any wives. And let me tell you why. Do you think Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, and Napoleon focused on the women? No, they did not. They were focused on the goals. They're focused on their ambitions. And once you focus on your goals and your ambitions, women are attracted to that. So what happens is your tunnel vision. You're straight, just looking at your goals and nothing else. And what a woman will try to do is stand in front of you. A woman will try to stand in front of you and catch your attention, whether it's by seducing you or doing something, special just to grab your attention. And then they'll try to get with you. Now, it's the opposite. The roles are reversing. You see the women, you know, focusing on their ambitions, whether it's OnlyFans, whether it's nail business or hair business with this dude and this pimp and this guy, and whether she's focused and she's just you know posting consistently and focusing on her business, and then there's a TikTok boy and he's dancing and he's doing the seductive dance trying to catch the attention of the woman. The roles are switching, and now that's where you see when the roles switch, what do you think is going to happen? The results are going to switch. So when you look back at the days and you take big G's with a whole bunch of Y's, that was the best way to go because, whole bunch of kids, whole G's, spreading their bloodline, all that testosterone, passing it down to the kids, passing down to their sons. Now, when you get these, you know, low tier boys, I'm not even gonna say men, dancing in front of these, women, painting their nails, long hair, skinny as bones, thinking that it's attractive. What do you think you're gonna have? What do you think their sons will look like? And what type of woman do you think that those type of boys will attract? The more masculine woman who want the softness in the boy, who want the skinniness, the femininity in a boy. That's the kind of woman that they're gonna handle. That's the type of woman they're gonna handle, and that's the type of woman they're gonna attract. And once it's a weak boy and it's a strong woman, going back to my point, that's where you get broken families. That's where you get, uh, you know, gay sons. That's where you get tranny sons. That's where you get, uh, these daughters that are doing very bad things, haram, haram things, haram. But you need to analyze. You gotta stop. Do what are you doing right now? And you need to see what you're doing and to stop and think. What is your life right now? And analyze what is distracting you. Right now, make a list. As we speak, make a list and list all your distractions. All you have to do is cut them out. Whether social media, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever it is. Just need to cut them out. And just get off TikTok, boys. Because the algorithm on TikTok is set to destroy you. It's softcore pornography. Softcore pornography. You got women on there dancing, half naked. And the algorithm pushes that so much. It's so hard to get rid of that unless you're on there for months, not even months, like days or weeks perhaps, and you're just constantly going against the algorithm, whether you're looking at masculine content or, religious content or other stuff. But as soon as you like one of those, pictures of those hoes dancing, it's just gonna give it that in your feed. So you gotta stop. You gotta just get off TikTok. I'm not even on TikTok anymore. It's just set up to destroy you. Even though I tried, I fixed a way to handle the algorithm. I would get more, religious Islamic content, but here and there, you'd get these videos, and it's just annoying. You know, like I did not even follow this page, so I don't want it in my feed. So just get off there. And Instagram, you need to handle the way that it's set up to attack you because it is set up to attack you. Whether it might there might be less women on there, but on my feed there's like no woman. I'm following no woman. I'm probably following two women, one niqabi and one uh other lady, and they're both teaching digital marketing. So that's the only reason I'm following them. And I have no women on my feed, absolutely zero. You can check my Instagram and see I have no women on my feed, no Instagram models, no hoes, no OnlyFans. And the funny thing is, people who say they want traditional wives, what they're doing is they're giving all these hoes attention. Why are you liking the OnlyFans girl's content? Why are you liking her pictures? Why are you liking her videos? Oh, we need traditional women. So stop giving the hoes so much attention. Stop giving them all the attention that they desire. Because let's say all the men stop giving them their attention, what will they do? They're gonna switch their roles. They're gonna try and be feminine again. They're gonna try and cater to their husbands. They're gonna try and be great women, and then we'll have better role models for the young girls out there. And now we're on a change for men. We're just getting better role models. We have men like Andrew Tate, and we have Trump is a great man too. You have Trump out there. You have great men that are really inspiring young men. So we're moving on the first step, which is great. We're getting stronger men back. Okay? And I like seeing content where I see men, focus on religion, whether they're Christian or whatever. If they're focused on Christianity, but they're working out and they post scriptures of the Bible, bro. Like I'm not against that. That's good, bro. Like I like the fact that people are getting focused. Okay, I like that. I like the fact that we're seeing strong men because we can still save the upcoming generations. There's still a peak. We just need to go full in, guns blazing. Okay, you need to stop giving the OnlyFans girls all this attention. You just gotta stop. Don't even comment on it. Don't even call her a hoe in the comments because it's just gonna give her more attention. It's gonna give her more engagement, more retention for her post. So don't engage in it. Don't do anything. Just ignore it. Just pass by it. If following it, unfollow it. Okay? Because this one day is going to save your daughter. God forbid if she gets on social media and she sees these things. So you need to stop and you need to get off social media. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just getting a whole bunch of text because for my business. It's like stop messaging me now. I got a clear share. I'm in the middle of something. But you just need to stay focused, locked in, lock in. Stop doing these seductive dances. To get the attention of women. You skinny TikTok boys out there. There's still time to change. You hit the gym, get bigger, increase your testosterone levels. And one thing I'll say is, don't focus on getting too big. Like Sam Sulek and like all these big guys. C-Bomb. He's Mr. Olympia. Obviously, he's gonna be that big. But like Sam Sulek, like don't pick that guy up as a role model. I'm not saying about the thing he preaches. I mean, good that he preaches to work out. I respect him for that. But I'm just saying, like, don't adopt his lifestyle because the way that he's eating is crap. You don't even know if he's gonna see, a couple more years in his life. You don't know. God knows best. But I hope he does take a healthier route because what he's doing is he's just taking a whole bunch of chocolate milk, bench pressing a whole bunch of weight, but he's not healthy. He has acne on his chest, and he looks super unhealthy. And why would you want to be like that? And I know, you think that being bigger asserts dominance, but it really is not because me, I'm 6'2". I might not be the biggest guy. I have muscle though. So a guy like Sam Sulek, I'll spark out. He might be bigger, but at the end of the day, if we're in a room, I'm gonna assert the dominance between us because I can spark him out. I have, you know, I have that frame. I have that confidence. People know that if they put a bodybuilder, you know, If they put one of these bodybuilders and me in a room, I'm gonna spark them out because I'm trained to do that. So what you need to do is, I recommend learn to fight. Okay, if you want to learn to fight, just get in a sport. Do something where you have to run. When you're just like these guys, like Samsu, pumping iron, okay, and that's all you're doing, you won't be able to run. You won't be able to do many things. Your stamina's gonna be low. You're gonna have low energies. He's basically almost obese at this point because look at his diet and look how big he is. Okay, the moment he stops working out, he's obese because all of that is going to translate into fat. So you need to stay. I recommend you stay lean. You eat healthy. Try skipping breakfast, bro. Okay. People say, "How are you gonna grow? How are you gonna grow?" Come on, bro. I'm 6'2". I train. I'm seeing progress. You don't need to eat breakfast, bro. Like there's 5'4" guys saying, "How are you gonna grow with man tits?" Come on, just skip the breakfast, bro. Skip the breakfast. You don't need it. Just get in your primal straight state, and it'll also increase your testosterone. So stop being like these absolute guys. Start running to run. Just engage in a sport where you also have to run. Okay. Do sprints because that will also increase your testosterone. But just be mobile. Increase your mobility. Be capable of defending yourself and your family. Okay. The thing with like these big bodybuilders, you can get so big, yeah, you might be strong, and then it'll take you like 5 seconds to throw a punch, but then dodge it, boom, and then knock you out. Dodge it, go, boom, and you're dead. You're dead. I sparked you out, and you wake up in a hospital. So you need to be able to fight, no matter what sport you're doing. I think you should just learn to fight, whether you don't want to do it full time, whether you don't want to become an MMA fighter or a boxer, you don't have to take it professionally. You can just do it, just train it. But even if you're doing soccer, even if you're doing football, even if you're doing basketball, just learn how to fight. Just learn how to fight because it's something that's needed. Hard times are to come, and strong men will be needed. So it's important that you become capable and you become strong. What else should we talk about? Or is that it? Should I end the clear share? We talked about a lot of great things. Alhamdulillah. Every good thing that I said it was from God and His guidance, and every bad thing I said was from the devil. I think we did a very good clear share today, and I look forward to doing many more. I hope this was informational, valuable, and hopefully is a bit motivating for you to improve your life. Improve your life, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, spiritually, and your favorite, financially. So it's time to level up, boys. Let's get it. If you want to join my free Telegram link, it's going to be the link in the bio. I'm not selling you anything, it's completely free. You can just press on it, and you're going to join around 50 other men in there who are improving, you know, focused, whether it's business, whether it's fighting, whether it's self confidence, whether it's body language mastery, whether it's psychology of other men and reading people. There's people in there like that. It's a great network. I think you know, you will improve from it and you will gain a lot of knowledge from it. So, phase two is starting today. This is why it is my first video here. So, the Telegram will have a lot of changes starting today. By the time this video is up, you're probably going to see those changes. So, you can press that link in the bio. And I hope to see you there. And let's get it, boys. This is a movement. It's going to be a great movement one day. We're bringing back masculinity. We're bringing back the strong men, and we're rejecting all this modernity, and we're bringing back. We're embracing God. Okay, we're powered by God. Okay, we're powered by God. And if you want to stop us, if you want to stop this movement, you're gonna have to go through the devil, and God always wins. Am I correct? So let's get it. Inshallah, we're here to take over. We're not here to take part. It's time. Let's go, boys. Stay strong. Stop, take all the degenerate habits. Take this advice and watch this video 100 times if you have to. I'm not gonna ask for a like or anything if you want to. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Leave a comment if you want. Don't care if you do. Won't affect me. If you don't, won't affect my life. I'm not attention. All right. It was a great clear share, and Hope to see you guys in the future, inshallah. Goodbye.